Jägermeister flows in the River City tonight. The inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup makes a stop in Richmond, Virginia. The Kickers, one of the most boastfully possessive teams in the league, enters the match tonight without their best ball handler, as the Independents, a team on the other side of the possession spectrum, will have a familiar foe to face off in an unfamiliar fashion. Richmond tonight warming up in the red, but there's going to be a different kit for the hosts that you'll see a little later. Let's check out the standings in Group 1 in the Jägermeister Cup. The Kickers currently on 5 points. Charlotte on 3, so a chance to jump up 1 place for the visitors. As for the Roos' most recent outing, it came against the South Georgia Tormenta and Adrian Billhart, the former Tormenta man, at the double. It was 1-1 in the 34th minute, courtesy of Sebastian Vivas, heading it in to the far post. But Richmond would get the job done. Billhart with a strike from way out into the top right corner, and the man comes back to haunt his former side. He's got 6 goals in all competitions this season. Tonight's player to watch, presented by Tech 4 Troops, the former University of South Florida man. Said his head coach, Darren Sawatsky, he sees spaces and can run in behind unlike any other player in the league. Meanwhile, for Charlotte, we take a look at their most recent Jägermeister Cup match 2 weeks ago against the Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Bruno Rendon in the opening stages with a chaotic sequence of play that eventually saw the ball cleared off of the Hailstorm striker and into the back of the Independence net. That one canceled out in the 44th minute by Joel Johnson with a crazy strike, and then Luis Alvarez made it 2-1 against the grain before 5-5 Marky Hernandez deep into the second half sent that one to PKs. Northern Colorado came out on top from 12 yards. You heard Luis Alvarez's name in the highlights. He's going to be the man to watch tonight for the Independents. He's got 2 goals in his last 5 matches in all competitions, 4 goal contributions in total, said his gaffer Mike Jeffries. He never started last year for the Jacks, but has carved out a role for himself in this team in 2024. It is the 13th all-time meeting between Richmond and Charlotte. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we've got the starting 11 and then the first half kick in the Jägermeister Cup. Stick with us.
How much is the Branzino?
It's market price.
CarMax has upfront pricing on cars. You can't tell me how much a fish costs?
Ma'am. Ma'am, you can't use our bathtubs.
CarMax has test drives. You can't have test baths?
How did you even get water in there?
I don't know. You tell me.
I hate this job.
Experience CarMax, and you'll never settle for anything less.
So we've decided to sell the house.
Oh, yeah? Who's your realtor?
Well,
Home for sale, home for sale. Over here, guys, over here. Only $10.
Where do I find comps? What is encumbrance? How do I escrow?
Here's what I found for Scarecrow.
actually, I've been meaning to ask who you and Paul worked with.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting new tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight. First, we start with the Roos in the all-new black alternate kit. Very snazzy. It's a different formation this time out for Richmond. 3 at the back. Up top, it's going to look a little bit different as well, with Adrian Billhard leading the line, but it should be noted, no Neil Vinyals. The number 10 for Richmond serving a suspension, not going to be featuring tonight. So how does that look in midfield? Well, that's what we're going to find out in just a little bit here. As for how Charlotte looks, it's a fairly more familiar formation for the Independence faithful. Austin Pack leading the line from the back. Juan Obergon with 7 goals in all competitions up top. Carlton Belmar, the former Richmond kicker, signed for Charlotte ahead of the 2024 season. He'll be in behind along with Luis Alvarez, the man to watch. And then a 2-man pivot in midfield of Noah Pilato and Bashir Njai. Just about ready for kickoff here at Military Appreciation Night and City Stadium. It looks like it will be Ryan Sierakowski to get proceedings underway. The whistle sounds and the ball is rolling in Richmond. The first of 4 meetings between these two clubs, 13th all time. 5 wins for Charlotte, 2 wins for Richmond, and 5 draws between them. Philip Galati with you along for the ride. It is the hosts, Richmond, in the new black alternate strip, attacking to the left. Charlotte in the all-white, headed to the right. More first touch nearly cut away in midfield, and that'll be an early foul. Hugh Roberts settling play for Charlotte. As for the injury report tonight, it's 2 very different stories. Charlotte with no one to report. Meanwhile, the injury report for the kickers, presented by Bon Secours. No Justin Suko, and most notably, no Joao Gomero. 2 players that started over 20 games each last season for the Roos, still battling injuries. But this is a deeper roster with plenty of young talent as well from the Kickers Academy, Richmond United, a lot of local kids that are getting their first professional minutes this season and performing well above expectations. Meanwhile, Charlotte, a team with a lot more experienced players, a lot of players with USL Championship appearances or various leagues around the world. So it really is a tale of 2 very different stories, very different philosophies, very different resumes coming into tonight. The question will be, which one is the more successful? Austin Pack, who set the league record last year with 116 saves. Alvarez, Johnson, the 2 goal scorers from the most recent Jägermeister Cup match for Charlotte. A 2-2 draw on the road against Northern Colorado. The Hailstorm did pick up the extra point from the spot. Long ball all the way up, taken down in the box, and was there one last touch on it? Referee says corner. Pablo Jara scrambled for it, came off a defender last and tried to keep it in play. So opening corner of the night goes the way of the visitors. It's Anton Sorensen, the former Philadelphia Union Academy product, to take it. One of the more prolific MLS academies in recent seasons, most notably with the Aronson twins and then, of course, Kevin Sullivan, the 14-year-old. Sorensen stood it up. Hara had to get a hand to it. Kept it in play. Spielman collects. Center back moves it along to Njai. Johnson Charlotte's still very high up the pitch. Alvarez, the striker, has dropped all the way back, looking for the long ball. Plays short to Johnson, asking for someone to move for him. And now Hugh Roberts, the center back, will track all the way back. Charlotte's settling into the formation a little bit more now. Sorensen. Clever one-time ball. Cut away at the first and second time of asking, and the flag will go up on the near side. 4.5 minutes in, we'll talk about our keys to the game, and for Richmond, it's a play on words with Nil Vinyals. Head coach Darren Sawatsky said, the best midfielder in the league, in his opinion. This is a possession-oriented team that is one of the best teams in the league at keeping the ball. And for Coach Sawatsky, as you just saw, there is no Nil Vinyals, who is really the conduit through which this team keeps the ball and plays offensive soccer. So without him, who's going to have to step up? That will be the question tonight. As for Charlotte, well, it's simple in theory. Stay awake. Talking to head coach Mike Jeffries in the midweek, saying this team falls asleep at the back sometimes and has given out some goals and some points in its last few fixtures that really they shouldn't have. Austin Pack not troubled by the first Richmond offensive. Roberts showing short now. Still looking for that open runner on the other side of midfield. Jai was beaten to it, but it falls for Alvarez. Scampering away in midfield and stopped. Alvarez nearly got there. Instead, head coach Darren Sawatsky asking Richmond to calm down a little bit. Forced all the way back to Pablo Jara. Santiago Chile native to the far side. Danger maybe in midfield here. Alvarez, Johnson. Charlotte had an avenue forward to counterattack, and now Alvarez forced all the way back. Good pressure by Richmond. And in the early stages, Charlotte seeing a lot of the ball. Coach for the Independents, Mike Jeffries, said that because Richmond is such a possession-oriented team and Charlotte is on the other end of the possession spectrum, it's going to be a big factor tonight. Not only who has the ball more, but who manages it better in the attacking third. Neither team yet to really foray too high up the pitch. There's a poor pass in between the lines. Belmar not on the same wavelength. Now work to the far side. Not a lot of numbers here to go forward for Richmond. Pass right in front, and a sliding challenge from Joel Johnson denies a sure goal-scoring opportunity. Had to time it exactly right, and didn't he just? It's a lovely pass through. Needed to get a touch on it too. That's a very dangerous play if it's mistimed. Sierakowski standing over the corner for the hosts. Right arm goes up, deep into the box. Packed there with a two-handed punch. That one whipped right at the keeper from Sierakowski, starting his first match in all competitions tonight. The man who holds the record for most career points in Michigan State soccer history. Illinois native up top tonight alongside Adrian Billhard. Hara. Two white shirts underneath it. Almost brought down in midfield. Player brought down. Referee says nothing doing. Worked all the way back. Pilato. Play Dimmick now. Johnson hurried. Forced back again. Richmond looking to line up man-to-man early on. Not a lot of room to go forward for the midfielders for Charlotte. So the Independents keeping possession, as was the plan, but that's only half the battle. Now can you do something with the ball? Nearly every player's first touch for the Independents, taking them away from goal. And you get the feeling that once they're able to turn their man, there's going to be a spark. Until they do that, it's going to be difficult. Johnson. Obergon was standing side on for that ball, elected not to go forward. Njai, cut away. Chance now for Richmond. Need numbers forward. Vaughn. Franca playing it all the way back to the keeper. Open touch in midfield and a lot of open grass too. Schenfeld all the way up to Barnathan on the overlap. Took a deflection. Pack came out for it and may have taken some serious contact there. He looks to be all right. Roberts asking for more. It looked like a 50-50 ball on first glance. Take a second look. Not a ton of contact in there. Sierakowski second to it. It is a hard fall from Austin Pack, but he is a brave goalkeeper nonetheless. Asking for a little bit more of a narrow approach, Pack. Trying to really stretch this pitch horizontally. It is a bigger field than most, and certainly bigger than the one Charlotte played on last time out against Northern Colorado in this competition 2 weeks ago. Dimmick. Obergon is checked back forward in midfield. Back for Clay Dimmick. Now the black shirts for the hosts just blocking all the passing lanes. Obergon will have to try and do something himself, taking on a few defenders. Played the ball behind Johnson. And can Richmond break the other way now? 4 white shirts, around 1 man on the ball. And the defense does get the job done for now. Go to Barnathan. Schenfeld. Still not a lot of options showing forward. Richmond, a team in possession that likes to try and go down the wings with pacey players, forwards, overlapping fullbacks, and then cut in. Look for a space centrally right at the end of the pitch. With 2 strikers tonight on paper, it's not a lot in terms of the usual Sawatsky special for the kickers of the kind of pocket winger play, operating in the corners. There is a ball to the corner. It might be too strong in the end. Ronaldo Chop kept it in play and earns a throw-in. Right in front of the most fervent Richmond supporters. It's a ball that was lofted in with a lot of height, and Pack went up for it with the knee extended. Nothing in it. Goalkeepers obviously allowed to create their own space. There is Austin Pack, formerly of Hartford Athletic in the USL Championship, and that was something that the coach for Richmond, Darren Sawatsky, spoke on this week about how many different players Charlotte has with not only professional experience in USL League One, but USL Championship and leagues around the world. Meanwhile, Richmond with a couple players who are much younger, like Griffin Garnett on the back line, just 17 years old. Named the U17 National ECNL Player of the Year. A couple other teenagers on the bench as well. .6% repeating through this one, scoreless in a competition that favors the offensively bold. There's a lot of room for the switch on. Player going down. Referee allows play to continue. And it looked like Tacona Barnathan making the run all the way up from the back, completely unmarked in the middle of the park. Nobody saw him. There's Adrian Billhart, a man with 6 goals in all competitions. Feels for a foul on Alvarez. Sierakowski with a late stud or two. And now the referee says we can start play again. There's a tough challenge right in front of the 4th official. It's a strong talking to for James Vaughan. The Englishman already in a bit of bother with the referee tonight. Amin Hadjic, the man in the yellow shirt. Long ball in, headed straight up. Saka Moran underneath it. Charlotte collect the second opportunity with Dimmick. And Jai going down, and defended well in the end by Guy Franca. Franca to restart play. Rio de Janeiro man. Brazilian playing for his first professional team. That's a great ball on the near side. Barnathan charging down, begging for the finish. And it was blocked in the box. Richmond once again with numbers arriving in full force. Haven't connected just yet. Not for lack of trying. Promise starting to grow for the home side. Franca all the way up from the back. Maxi Schenfeld lining up for the long throw. Center back's right on the top of the 6-yard box. Needs another touch. Bouncing by Alvarez, collected by Moran. Good cross, whipped in! And headed over by Sierakowski. Richmond now starting to connect in the final third. Nearly fell to Zaka Moran. Did well to get it to Maxi Shedfeld with an excellent left-footed cross. Sierakowski a little bit off balance, his momentum taking him away from it. Here's a turnover in a promising spot for the hosts. Fine. Moran. A shot from way out. And it didn't miss by very much in the end. Pack seemed confident. That ball had a lot of curve on it. Adrian Billhart with 6 goals in all competitions, leads the kickers in that category. The former Tormenta man was nearly signed by Richmond in 2022 when the kickers were the regular season champions. Billhart instead taking his talents to Detroit City FC, and now the Berlin, Germany native back in Virginia. And said head coach Darren Sawatsky, well, first time we didn't pick him up. Second time, couldn't hesitate. Just has the ability to see runs in behind, but also from that last passage of play, has the confidence to try and uncork one from outside the box. Njai. Johnson. Again, no way forward for the midfielders for Charlotte. Belmar in a little bit of trouble against his former side, and Hugh Roberts forced all the way back to keeper. Roberts surveying the scene. Very narrow in build-up. Clay Dimmick just off your screen with his heels on the touchline. Everybody else very condensed on that far side. Billhart nearly getting a chance to exploit that. Here's a good bit of play from Sorensen. And Dimmick, as he was earlier, still open now. Closed down quickly, can't get the cross in. Njai. Thought about going himself. Johnson. Obergone was making the run, so too was Dimmick. Franca saw it all the way. O'Dwyer. Cruyff turn. And a spot of bother now for the hosts. Franca just forced to send it long. And now more time on the ball as the Independents settle into a bit of a rhythm. Richmond forced back within their own half. Sorensen. Lovely run to the far side. Players arriving in the box, a bit of a tug on the jersey there. Sorensen sticking with it. And dispossessed in the end. More physical play. And now O'Dwyer with space. Back for Chandler O'Dwyer. Nick Spielman getting his head to it. Alvarez shoved off it by Zaka Moran. And now Coach Sawatsky barking out orders as Dakota Barnathan tries to stretch the field. Barnathan and Guy Franca, the outside back and the central defender, getting into a bit of a shouting match. Barnathan didn't get the ball, was upset at Franca. Franca not taking too kindly to that. Now the two trying to get on the same wavelength. And to the Richmond faithful, that should be a kicker's throw. The refereeing crew has called it the other way. Sorensen asking for help. That's not a good spot for Alvarez, and it bounces by him. Just a pure giveaway from the throw-in by Sorensen. And now Schenfeld. Vaughn. Zaka Moran directing traffic. Wants the ball played back. Here's Griffin Garnett, the 17-year-old. For Guy Franca. All the way across. Bill Hart very nearly keeping it in play and wanted that ball played more in front of him. Understandably so. Alvarez tried to release Johnson. Appeals for handball, not given. O'Dwyer. Jai with an important poke away. And Pack to send it all the way away. Schenfeld. Man who spent the last 2 seasons playing indoor soccer. Most recently with the Harrisburg Heat. So a man with decent foot skills, at least as a given, and a former teammate of Dakota Barnathan at FC Tucson. Those two working together on the near side flank. Here's Nick Spielman now. Scored 3 goals from the back last season, yet to register his first in 2024. Most recently of the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Roberts. Back for Spielman. Obregon, the man who is supposed to be leading the line tonight, forced all the way back. See how well the Richmond press is working when you have forwards for Charlotte playing deeper than the midfielders. How many times have Joel Johnson in particular or Luis Alvarez been forced all the way back? Not the best clearance from Hara. Moran able to clean it up. Referee waves advantage. Pass under hit. Moran trying to win it right back. Obregon with nowhere to turn. Dimmick urged on. He's able to open up and face forward. So too is Johnson. Charlotte seeing a lot more time on the ball. Now they need numbers. That's what Dimmick was asking for. Roberts asking for the short pass. Instead for Spielman. Pilato checking back now. There's a vacant spot in midfield. There's a vacant spot at the near side corner too. Dimmick with time to stand it up. Tall header. Not much in the way of contact. Bill Hart trying to create something with a flick. That looked like a high foot, and it was. Alvarez not allowing play to be restarted quickly. James Vaughn wants space and is forcing Alvarez to take it back with a bit of a shove. Referee reminding Luis Alvarez that delay of the restart is a cautionable offense. And as far as refereeing goes, probably one of the easier decisions to make. Vaughn. Moran, nice touch. Space on the overlap. Moran continued his run. And Had space to go in behind. Schenfeld couldn't pick him out. Searching ball. It's going to bounce with too much on it. Plenty in attendance at City Stadium for Military Appreciation Night. The Kickers and Independents in Jägermeister Cup action. Philip Galati with you on the call. Scoreless in the 30th. Neither side yet to register a shot on target, though with the offensive focus of this competition, that will change shortly. Alvarez. Moran might get there, nearly did. It's rather Schenfeld chasing it all the way down. Dimmick forced to scurry. Sorensen now. Alvarez checking for it and gets it. Belmar unable to shimmy his way into space. Doesn't now with the ball at his feet. Still Belmar going down. Referee was right there for it and immediately motions Carlton Belmar to get up. Pilado. Underhit the switching cross. Alvarez now. Couldn't dispossess Bilhard. Moran. Vaughn. Vaughn and Alvarez once again getting into it a little bit off the ball. Now on the ball, Bilhard and Sorensen with a bit of a tussle. Frustration starting to boil for a few different men on the pitch. Spielman. Wingbacks now for Charlotte have gone a lot more forward. Mike Jeffries tweaking things a little bit as this one goes on. It has been Charlotte in front on possession, 57% to 43 for Richmond, which is the exact opposite of how both of these teams usually play in that statistic. So maybe in that sense it makes sense how there is two goose eggs on the scoreboard. Both these teams foraying into unfamiliar tactics. For Richmond, the absence of Neil Vignals sorely missed. And for Charlotte, keeping the ball but not being allowed to do much with it. They have a few players with a very good shot on them. That was evident in their match against Northern Colorado, where they did not see much of the ball at all, nor the momentum, but managed to turn a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 advantage. Shortly into the second half, Joel Johnson, Luis Alvarez with two very good individual goals. Should be noted, though, the man who supplied both of those goals, Gabriel Oberton, not on the team sheet for the visitors tonight. Franca. Vaughn. Griffin Garnett. 17-year-old back to the 35-year-old, Pablo Jara. Franca now marauding, looking for help, taken down by Barnathan. Now O'Dwyer moving it along to the far side. Bilhard, forced back by Sorensen. Again, those two going at it. Vaughn, lovely line-splitting pass for Zaka Moran. This is looking good from the Ruse, and it's a good ball in. The shot, not so much. It does result in a Richmond corner. Ryan Sierakowski, for the second time in this first half, just not really connecting with the header. Another excellent left-footed delivery by Maxi Schenfeld. And he may not have caught very much of that in the end, Sierakowski, so he'll be playing it in instead. Two arms up from the former Tormenta man. A deeper cross this time. Roberts headed it down. Alvarez can go the other way, and he's got pace, but no help. Kicking it into no man's land. Richmond eventually tracking back. It didn't seem that head coach Darren Sawatsky wanted to see so many players hustling back after winning the ball back so quickly. Made a motion with his arms as if to suggest a curved run in behind rather than a long ball down the flank, which Richmond just tried and didn't succeed with. Obregon. Dimmick. Green grass ahead of him. Very few white shirts to his left. One of them is Joel Johnson. Check of the shoulder and a turn from Pilato. Belmar. Belmar and Sorensen on that left-hand side. The left winger and the left back respectively, switching sides quite often. Bit of fluidity between the pairing. As one goes forward, the other checks in and vice versa. Alvarez. A little drag back not working out. Spielman. 36th minute now. And as far as those watching tonight who are a fan of expected goals, scoreline reflects that new and very advanced statistic. 0.24 for Richmond, 0.00 for Charlotte. Dimmick. Pack just gonna send it way high. Nearly headed on for Belmar. Simon Fitch getting in the way. Franca has worked his way to the other side of the pitch. Lined up on the left side of defense, was over on the right. Now Roberts sending it forward again, met by the teenager Garnett. Dimmick. Obregon wants the slide rule pass, had two options, didn't like either of them. Roberts had a check of his right shoulder after he played the ball as if to see what he missed. There's an excellent ball in behind, and it's cut away just as well. A diagonal run bent around the outside back. It's deadly when it works. Pilato. Awkward bounce for Njai, did well to deal with it. Here's Hugh Roberts in his second stint with the club. Played for Charlotte from 2019 to 2021 and then kept his talents in the USL Championship. Had the opportunity to come back and play for Mike Jeffries a second time and took it. Set as head coach, someone who can get across really quickly. Hugh Roberts not only blocks shots, but wins his battles and makes plays out of nowhere, seemingly. Veteran guy who provides not only leadership, but also organization. He's always keeping his head on a swivel, Hugh Roberts. He's not showing short for Nick Spielman, who's in a bit of trouble. Sierakowski hassling him in the corner. Credit to Charlotte for getting out of a hairy situation. Obregon tugged back, still fighting for it, and now wants the foul after losing out. Hara plays it short for Franca. Pass a little bit behind Barnathan. Has to stop his progress. Schenfeld. And on for Barnathan. Nowhere to turn with Joel Johnson on his back. Clipped into midfield. Moran with an awkward bounce off his thigh. Now Pilato. Got a second bite at the apple to play it towards Belmar. Immediately pocket picked by Zaka Moran. Rather, Maxi Schenfeld making the tackle. Those two working very well in midfield, covering a lot of ground for Richmond. All the way back for Austin Pack. Looking toward the far side. Pilato might have got that off his defender last and did. Roberts. Dimmick. Obregon. Dimmick continuing his run, and there's space for him if Obregon can see him. And Clay Dimmick with head and hands asking why he did not get the return pass. Again, look at the space that Obregon makes by taking away the defender. And there is lots of space to his left, but instead takes away his own angle going to his right. Keith Franca made the tackle and was asking questions of his fellow defenders. Schenfeld spinning out of trouble and gets a foul for his efforts. Second minute. Is there time for, well, I'd say a goal, but still yet to see a shot on target for either of these sides. Richmond had a good stretch in that 15 to 25 or so minute range. Since then, Charlotte have been keeping possession over and over again after losing it, just winning it right back. Not doing much with it offensively. Roberts. Dimmick. Spielman. Shaping it into the space, but with Clay Dimmick checking back, there was no one there to make the run. What can Zaka Moran do now? The Argentine, 1 assist on the year, back against Forward Madison in April. Here's a chance for Richmond, ball in behind for Sierakowski! Excellent block, and it stays scoreless. Nick Spielman to the rescue. Yellow card comes out for Zaka Moran. Richmond with a quick turnover. Sierakowski with space to tee it up. Nick Spielman with the all-important sliding challenge executed to perfection. So Moran, the first into the book tonight. Now Richmond with 14 yellow cards as a team. That's the most in USL Jägermeister play. Correction, that was Keith Franca who will go into the book. It's number 14 for Richmond with the 14th yellow card for the team in Jägermeister play. Now outright first in that category. Forward Madison in second with 13. '45th minute of a scoreless first half from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. The first of 4 meetings this season between the Kickers and the Independents. Spielman. Alvarez. Trying to skip by Billhart. Clips it to Joel Johnson. Dimmick doesn't like the options for the cross just yet. Neither does Johnson. Fourth official indicating there will be just 1 minute of additional time in the first half. There's the visual confirmation. Sorensen and Billhart again, those two battling. Roberts. Schenfeld got there. He's encouraged by his teammates to do it again. Obregon wants the 1-2 with Alvarez. Luis Alvarez keeping it himself. Still Alvarez cuts it back. Beautiful goal. The 1-2 play tapped home by Juan Obregon. A spark out of absolutely nothing. And Charlotte stake a claim before halftime. Alvarez cutting in, somehow plays the pass in between maybe 3-4 defenders. Juan Obregon played it to Alvarez. Alvarez got it back to him. Nobody picked up the run. And the two hitting the Dragon Ball Z celebration after it. Obregon still inviting some jeers from the Richmond faithful. Well, that completely changes the outlook of this game now. What was to be a scoreless 45 changes in minute 46. Spielman with another good sliding challenge. And that will do it for the first 45. Obregon's goals separating the sides. Charlotte with 1 to Richmond's none.
Attention all soccer fans.
So that'll do it for the first half from City Stadium. We've got a lot to talk to you about in between the two halves, so you won't want to miss our halftime coverage. 1-0 through 45. We'll be back soon.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCROPS brand stands for.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
And an opportunity here for Derek Gephardt. It's Gephardt into the box with his left foot. It was blocked. Second chance. It's there. Derek Gephardt opens the scoring. Forward Madison in front in the 19th minute.
Here's Malongo. It's an errant clearance. Malone goes through, and Malongo opens the scoring. Chattanooga in front at home. And he picks him out. Onan is through, has a runner in Diouf, and Diouf levels it. Plays it through to Malongo, through Longfoot's box, through to Marsh. Chattanooga back in front. With him as well. Looking for Cerritos, and Lexington level once again. Looking for the retort. It pings through. Malongo pulls it back. Another swift response. Is an errant clearance, and Brown is through. Nico Brown to equalize for Lexington. In stoppage time, the visitors level. Diouf flashes it across, and it's finished off. Cam Lancaster. 2 goals in stoppage time by Lexington to potentially steal all 3 points.
Ball again. Bill Hart sprints up, shoots, and scores! Crossed in again, Tunbridge, back post, in, scores! Sebastian Vivas, he's done it again! 8 goals in 9 games! Bill Hart looks for space, looks for a shot, and a goal! Adrian Bill Hart, what a homecoming for him.
Wolfer's gonna get there. Rendon is 2. It's Bruno Rendon, and a flying Austin Pack denied him at first. Second opportunity, blocked in the box, appeals for a handball. It's Calamity, and it's in the back of the net. Johnson strike. Oh my goodness! It's Gabriel Overton, moves it along. Luis Alvarez. It's 2-1. The Independents have come all the way back. Judge the position of Horde. Puts it in the box, headed on, it's an equalizer! Ethan Horde to seal it, and it's into the top corner. Northern Colorado take the bragging rights and the extra point.
Towards Heel, Heel's cross, headed away by Smith, stays in the box. Blocked off the line by Smith. They say no goal. Goal leader. McKinnon lets it fly. Oh, what a save. He has to finish. Waldeck.
The defense moves into the box, and it turns into a great clearance away. Bring it down onto the right foot. Low and just wide. He's claiming points here. Rodriguez, calm as you like. The 2 points head the way of the hosts. Sends Aviles the wrong way. And it's Omaha who have 2 shootout wins in 3 in the Jägermeister Cup.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Rolls it across, Cheney leaves it, Galindres! Regulation time, Doyle, and it up in front, rebound, scores!
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
It's time to bring a classic back.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the news and notes. First off, some USL 1 on ESPN2. It's the Mingos and Tormenta at 3 p.m. on Saturday of next weekend. And then, of course, looking ahead to the future of this league, Westchester of Mount Vernon, New York, a team for the Empire State, revealing their crest beginning play in 2025. And then Siobhan Marsh earning the Player of the Week accolade for the Red Wolves, 3 goals and 1 assist in just 2 matches. As we take a look at some more accolades around the league with the Jägermeister Cup team of round 3, Mael Malongo had his 3rd career brace and his 1st career 3-goal contribution game with an assist as well. Adrian Billhart had 2 goals against his former team, Tormenta, and then Gabriel Obertan with both assists in that 2-2 draw for the Independents against the Hailstorm last time out. A lot of different players from a lot of different clubs as we look at what clubs will be playing which other clubs in round 5 of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Union Omaha and the Red Wolves getting it started on Thursday, that one at 8 p.m. Eastern. Next up for these 2 teams, the Independents and the Kickers, playing another rematch on June 29th, that one at 7. Elsewhere, looking at some teams in the league on excellent form, it's Greenville Triumph and Lexington SC, the Group 1 and Group 2 leaders respectively on the 29th, that one also at 7 o'clock. All right, that's all we got for now. A couple more to talk about when we come back, but for now we step aside. Stick with us.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Welcome to Royal New Kent Golf Club. Designed by world-renowned architect Mike Strantz, Royal New Kent's a one-of-a-kind Irish-style golf course located 20 minutes east of Richmond, Virginia. Royal New Kent was featured in Golf Week's top 100 public courses in the country. Hidden behind grassy knolls and hand-stacked rock walls, each hole offers several playing options to fit a wide range of abilities. Visit royalnewkent.com or follow us on social media for more information on tee times and rates. Remember, come to Royal New Kent Golf Club to Golf Ireland in Virginia.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting new tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Just about time to get things started again. From City Stadium, it is Charlotte. 1-0 up off the combination play from JC Obregon and Luis Alvarez. Let's take a look at those highlights from the first half, and to be frank with you, there wasn't a shot on target for 45 minutes. In the 20th minute, Richmond started to get cooking a little bit. Couple block shots, a couple good opportunities. That one headed only as far as Zaka Moran worked it back to Maxi Schenfeld. Those two combined a lot in that first half. And then the man who was on the end of most of the crosses for the Roos, Ryan Sierakowski, couldn't quite connect, but no matter. Some more chances for Richmond in the all-new, all-black kit. Adrian Billhard with a bouncing shot that just didn't get enough whip on it to bring it inside the near post. The man with 6 goals in all competitions. That was his lone strike so far tonight. A tough one when it's on the up bounce like that rather than falling for you, but no matter. Again, in the 34th minute, Richmond still going forward, still looking for Sierakowski. Just ducked underneath the path of the ball, misjudged it a bit. It's another good left-footed delivery from Schenfeld, and Sierakowski lost track of it. 43rd minute, and then maybe a goal for Sierakowski, if not for a sliding Nick Spielman. An excellent challenge from the experienced defender, the Melbourne, Florida native, denying what was sure to be a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and maybe could have been 1-0 for Richmond if not for number 4 for Charlotte. The all-important goal from that first half in stoppage time. JC Obregon receives the pass from Belmar, draws a defender. Alvarez takes on 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 there, and picks out Obregon again.
Substitution for Richmond, replacing number 11 Ryan.
So Sierakowski, who was on the end of some of those crosses in the first half, is replaced by Tony Pineda, a man who just finished playing college soccer with High Point University. Billhard. Fitch. Vaughn able to get it away. Just that one change to talk about. Everybody still out there that started this match for Charlotte. Alvarez. To step over and then lost it. Nearly troubling signs for Charlotte. Rather for Richmond. Roos now getting forward. Option on the near side is Simon Fitch. If the pass can be picked out, it's instead moved along to Billhard. Cut back behind Pineda, and the substitute can't get his footing right. A surefire equalizer, not provided yet. O'Dwyer still keeping the chance alive, staying on his feet for now, and the referee allows play to continue because O'Dwyer gets it back. Now Moran. To the far side. Flag stays down against O'Dwyer. Pineda with the shimmy. Moran again. Simon Fitch was making the run up from defense and was wide open in the middle of the field. Instead, it was moved along to Billhard, the proven goal scorer, who instead of taking the shot, tried to play the extra pass. Billhard now on the ball, playing it all the way across and slicing across the ball the wrong way. It fell kindly to J.C. Obregon. Pablo Hara got two good hands to it, and then this cutback. Pineda just rolled over the top of the ball. Billhard couldn't believe it. Hara stamping it long. Good cross into the box. Over everyone at the first time of asking. Fitch looping it back in. Header from distance, and Pack had to scramble for it. Maxi Schenfeld arriving late. Fitch did well to just loop it in. It wasn't a convincing header away, and very difficult height for Schenfeld to do anything with. Moran. Game really starting to open up now. Fitch. Franca, man on the booking. Only name in the referee's pocketbook through 50 minutes of play. Billhard going forward. Vaughn across the 6, Roberts there. Long throw, deflected cross. Pineda nearly leaving it behind. Pack doesn't like much of what he sees, telling everybody to get forward. Poor touch from Sorensen. And a poor pass ahead for Fitch. So now what do things look like in this second half for Richmond? We've started the second half brightly with a couple chances. J.C. Obregon nearly with something special on the turn and volley. Now Alvarez. Belmar. Laid it behind Sorensen. Had to go to ground to keep possession. Shoved off of it by Vaughn. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Billhard has space to turn and go. Pineda's making the run. It's a great pass forward for Pineda. Pack with the save. Is it cleared off the line? It looked close. Second opportunity's over the bar. Charlotte holds strong for now. Billhard with a lovely ball through for Pineda, who again just doesn't connect. Got enough to get it through. That looked like a clearance from Clay Dimmick, who was in a heap in the goal. And then the second opportunity over the bar from Chandler O'Dwyer. Clay Dimmick still shaken after that one. It was Nick Spielman with a goal line clearance, or rather a goal denying block in the first half, and now a goal line clearance from Clay Dimmick in the second. Tony Pineda, the halftime substitute for Ryan Sierakowski up top, has had 2 golden looks at goal. And really, for a striker of his caliber, the 25-year-old, 2-time Big South champion with High Point, gotta be putting those away 100 times out of 100. He's on the ball now. Billhard making the run. Adrian Billhard with space, off of Roberts, falls back to Billhard. Billhard, second opportunity! Takes a deflection and out for a corner kick. This is the Jägermeister Cup. Non-stop offensive action, tantalizing football. The Black Brigade slowly inching their way forward. Pineda to deliver it. Sweeping delivery in, headed down by the 17-year-old Griffin Garnett. Nobody on the other side of it. Billhard faking the windup. Roberts in the way. Billhard with 5 white shirts around him, had the shooting space, went out for a deflection, rather off a deflection for a corner kick. Pack, heavy first touch. Pineda with fresh legs, just putting some pressure on the visiting netminder. Franca. Pineda. Billhard now. Belmar. Able to squeeze the pass through. Obregon. Back for Belmar. First touch let him down. Zach and Moran with a bit of industrious play in midfield. Now Billhard. Didn't see anything he liked forward. Vaughn. Moran clipping it through. Again, Pineda the target. Way up top for the Roos. This time cut out by Hugh Roberts. Pineda winning the header now. Dwyer forced over. And the referee says free kick. Sun's starting to set at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Night cooling off just a little bit. .80 degrees on the weather app. Crossed into the box and over everybody. Fitch running onto it and arriving just a bit late. Roberts. Franca got there. Schenfeld will not. Belmar creating his space. Obregon quickly running out of his. Hit the dirt, referee not interested. Pineda again. Goes down by Alvarez, moves it along. Schenfeld's cutback disrupted by Alvarez. Johnson. Alvarez didn't keep it in play. Maxi Schenfeld, the Chilean, has the ability to do a long throw. Spent the last 2 seasons playing indoor soccer, didn't have the opportunity to do that, so he's been saving it up. Headed away by Spielman. He's going to try it again.
This is your last call for alcoholic beverages. All sales stop after the 70th minute. Last call for alcoholic beverages.
Garnett. Directing play long. So too is Vaughn. Urging his teammates forward. Billhart. Tough angle, but had space. Instead plays it to Fitch. Pineda not at the back post. Schenfeld keeps it in play. Bounced awkwardly under Sorensen. Now Richmond really stepping on it. Simon Fitch, described by his head coach Darren Sawatsky as the Iron Man of this team right now. Something that you can't teach is consistency. He's got it. Billhart's got goals, but not the room to keep that one in play. It seems that Adrian Billhart has really adopted the Neil Vignal's role for this side. Without their number 10, Richmond, a team that can dominate possession, has really played second fiddle, at least in the first half. Second half has been a different story. But Neil Vignals is their guy who turns defense into offense, who's able to see passes other players can't see. And so Adrian Billhart has sort of become that, even though this season he's scoring goals at a rate that he's never scored before, according to his head coach. And the hot foot has had to drop back a little more than maybe he'd like to. He's got open space now if Pineda can pick him out. Instead plays it short. Schenfeld's cross in, headed up. Jai putting it back in the air. Obregon bundled over. And it looks like a double change for Mike Jeffries, giving some last minute instructions to Fabrice Nga, who will replace Carlton Belmar, and Noah Pilato, who is taken off by Omar Sis.
Your attention, please. Substitutions for Charlotte. Placing number 9,
So a change on the left flank and a change in the center of midfield.
Number 2,
Fabrice Nga, the Cameroonian, making his 8th appearance in all competitions this season.
Number 6, Omar Sis.
Grew up in Cameroon, but played a few seasons in the top flight in Morocco. Has 1 assist on the year. Obregon. Referee sounds for another foul. Clay Dimmick receiving encouragement from his coaching staff after taking out Tony Pineda. Referee wants to back things up a little bit, and now play will resume. Moran. And it does appear that Richmond have switched to what looks like to be a back 4. It may still be the 3 with 2 wing backs. So rather a 5, but a player way up the field on the other side of the ball. Tough pass by the teenager Griffin Garnett. And he's committed to play with the University of Washington in 2025. One of the most prolific college soccer programs in recent seasons. Long ball up. Well, Dwyer got all the way up for it. Fitch. Billhard. Fitch continuing his run. Instead played to O'Dwyer. Brave challenge by Nga.
The 3-notch Uncool Happy Hour featuring $4 non-alcoholic hazy IPA starts at the 70th minute. Visit one of the 3-notch bars on the concourse to enjoy.
Good pressure from Richmond. There were a few instances in that first half where Richmond, in the high press, was able to win the ball back in a promising spot. Now they win it back in their own defensive third. Dwyer. Pineda gonna chase it down. And he's got some speed. And may have got a piece of Austin Pack as well. And that's certainly a foul. Bill Harden wanted the quick restart. Referee tells him to back it up a yard. Austin Pack is still down. It's definitely a foul, not too much in it. Austin Pack will He'll now have the trainers come on for him.
Your attention, please. The winner of the Richmond Raceway Cookout 400
Take another look at this.
is Mikhail Mitzig.
And
Mikhail Mitzig, please go
Banana
to
racing in may have
claim your prize
caught him a little
enjoy
bit.
The Richmond Raceway Cookout 400.
Certainly looked like it by Pack's reaction. And from that gesture, there may have been a case of studs in the leg, which is never a welcome feeling by any soccer player. So a chance to regroup for Charlotte that went into the locker room with a goal. And despite an early shot in the second half, haven't really seen much of the ball. Saw a shot there of Matthew Levy warming up. Who's the other goalkeeper available tonight for Charlotte? Schenfeld to play it in. Bouncing down in the box. Obergon heading it up. Vaughn trying to put it back in the mixer. And Johnson with a one-footed clearance away. Barnathan, Franca, Jai first to it. Johnson was there as well. Appeals for a throw, and it's right in front of the Richmond bench and head coach Darren Sawatsky. And there may have been some afters there as well. Referee with a stern look on his face, and now a yellow card in his right hand for Bashir and Jai. That's one way to stop the arguing. And officials have been instructed in USL to be reprimanding with language, both verbally and physically with the body, that is unwelcome for a referee, who should always be treated with respect. And the second they hear something that is not okay, the yellow card needs to come out. James Vaughn running out of room. Alvarez to restart.
A yellow card has been assessed.
Drums
to
still
Charlotte,
resounding throughout City Stadium, as they have done all night. However, Richmond running out of time. Currently second in Group 1 with 5 points. Charlotte third with 3. Every team plays every team in the group twice, once home, once away, and then 2 games out of the group for 8. And of the 3 groups, the best team, one with the most points, advances to the knockout rounds with the team with the next most amount of goals. So offense the focus of the Jägermeister Cup. Both of these teams scored 2 goals in their last cup match. If the result holds, it will be the second 1-0 loss for Richmond in Jägermeister Cup play this season. A 1-1 tie against Greenville. Richmond getting the extra point in the shootout. And a 1-0 loss against Chattanooga in early May, and then a 2-1 win against Tormenta 2 weeks ago. Adrian Billhart, the former Tormenta man, with a bit of a shove. 4,100 in attendance for this one. And we're nearly treated to a kicker's goal. Yet 72, about to be 73 minutes into this one. Still yet to be provided by the hosts. Here's a nice look at the sunset in Virginia. Fitch. Billhart. Lost out. Now Alvarez beats his man quite easily. Obregon wasn't onside. He might be now. Trying to play it through, and the flag does go up against Obregon, and the chip won't count. That final pass begging to be played. Alvarez was holding onto it for as long as he possibly could, just waiting for Obregon to get onside.
Your attention, please. Substitution for Richmond. Replacing number 27.
The two that combined for the first goal get a second chalked off. Arthur Bashua on for Chandler O'Dwyer for Richmond. Is he onside here? It's a close one, but I think the officials got that right. Obregon trying to run parallel with the defenders and then bend it after the ball was played just a little too early.
Your attention, please.
Offside now
the
against
winner for the Tech for Troops HP laptop
Richmond.
raffle is number 689128. The winner for the Tech for Troops HP laptop, once again that number is 689128. Please report to fan services to claim your prize. One last time.
Time running out for Richmond to try and find an equalizer. And that's not going to help. Alvarez off the poor touch. Alvarez still going. Left it behind for Sorensen and not nearly enough pace on it. He's got to track back now. Here's Simon Fitch shaping it through for Billhart, who's going to get there. Lots of work to do. In the end, just wins a throw-in. Luis Alvarez might be ruining that last chance. Could have and probably should have done more with it. Billhart. Fitch stayed onside. Got the cross away. Headed down. There's a shoulder in the back of Obregon. Play continues. Moran clipping it through. Here's Pineda cutting it back. Adrian Billhart dragging it wide. And Richmond still can't find the end product. Exhaustion showing for number 20, who has had a few chances tonight and has not continued his excellent goal-scoring form coming into this one. Off balance, didn't get a look at where he was, tried to drag it into that far post. Always going to be a very tall order. Pineda playing the extra pass, and after those 2 early misses for the substitute, the confidence maybe just not there to take that on himself. Probably the best decision given the angle, too. Overgoen has the switch on to the far side. White shirts queuing up for it. Sis. Johnson. Sis has found a pocket of space by the corner. Towards Alvarez! Came off a defender. Pablo Jara coming off his line to keep the ball alive. Alvarez tried that creative little back flick. Didn't work. And the ball a little bit too strong for Simon Fitch. Alvarez. Interesting idea. Spielman. Pack. The Independents now really commanding those second opportunities. Dimmick. Up over Overgoen. Alvarez had room. Bill Hart. Pitch. And again, the pass overhit. Been a bit of fluidity for Richmond with different players working themselves into different spaces. That ball for Simon Fitch too strong. The Iron Man of this team, as described by his head coach Darren Sawatsky, just not able to provide an end product. Now a player is down for Charlotte. Joel Johnson. In a bit of bother, stretching that right leg. Scored an excellent goal with that right leg 2 weeks ago in the Jägermeister Cup. Spent time playing in the Valencia Youth Academy in Spain. And will be replaced shortly by Tresor Mbuyu.
Your attention, please. Substitutions for Charlotte.
And it looks like Ryan JJ is about ready to get his first minutes of the night, replacing Bashir and Jai.
Replacing number 27, Bashir Njai, is number 7, Ryan JJ.
Mbuyu, a man from Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, had 13 goal contributions last year. 9 goals, 4 assists this year, yet to register his first. Pineda couldn't take it down at first. 2 players with their arms up for it at the top of the box. Neither of them get the ball just yet. One of them does now, Zaka Moran. Flipping it behind for Pineda. Loses one man and put it to the back post, and nobody was there for him. Richmond doing so well to get in advanced spaces and then a complete breakdown in communication at the last moment. Bill Hart. Poor pass by Zach Moran, uncharacteristically so. One over goal would have been in behind. Good sliding challenge to deny him for now. Moran towards Fitch. Out for a corner. And a roar of applause. Emiliano Terzaghi making his first appearance of the season, a Richmond Kickers legend. And a man who is known to score goals in the most opportune moments. Gabe Cox as well into the match for Maxi Schenfeld.
Making his season debut,
And you can hear the roar around City Stadium for the Argentine, the Buenos Aires native Emiliano Terzaghi. Had 17 goals in 2022, 11 more than anyone else on his team. Three-time USL League One Golden Boot winner. Fans of this league are familiar with him. So too is every other team in this league that's played Richmond. High foot, like Zach and Moran. Oh, and there's some afters, as well as a yellow card to be brandished. And it will be a yellow card, it seems, for Juan Carlos Obregón.
A yellow card.
Sorry.
To Charlotte, number 29,
Well, the referee,
Obregón Jr.
it can only be inferred, giving a yellow card for simulation. And with a highlight reel goal tonight, there is a clip that will live in infamy for number 29 for Charlotte. Alvarez with a good block. Moran. Vaughn. Cox on the ball. Terzaghi in the box. It's over him towards Pineda. Bounces down in front of Bashua. All the way back. Garnett. Had time. Gabe Cox once again. Now Vaughn. Clipping it in. There's too much on it. Vaughn's night will be done. It's Nathan Awney with just his third appearance of the season. Coming back into the contest.
Substitution for Richmond.
Rather, coming into this contest, back onto the pitch. 2019 selection, the MLS Super Draft by the San Jose Earthquakes. '87th minute. And Charlotte have numbers. Mbuyu. Heavy cross in. Awkward punch away by Hara, but did well. It may not have been textbook form, but it got the job done. Elected not to catch it. That ball had a lot of venom on it. Just a swat away from the Chilean. Sorensen with the nutmeg. Sorensen still on it, looking for shooting space, and denied it by Dakota Barnathan. Independence in no hurry to restart play. Nga. '88th minute now. Can Richmond concoct an equalizer? They've seen most of the ball in this second half. They don't have it now. Clay Dimmick does for the Independents. Excellent interception at the back by Pineda. And here is Emiliano Terzaghi. Options for him centrally. Sees one on the far side. And there was a bit of a touch in there from the defender. And now Alvarez gets around the 17-year-old Garnett. Has Obregon to his right. And another runner even farther to his right, Tracer Mbuyu. Alvarez infuriated with himself that he didn't get that pass off correctly. 89th minute. It's another long ball towards Bill Hart. Kept in play off a defender. That looked like it came off of a Charlotte player last than it did. Nathan Awney on the throw, just onto the pitch. He subbed on 3 minutes ago. And he's got a long throw in his locker too. To the front post. Roberts up for it. It's an excellent delivery. That one not so much. 90th minute. .30 seconds plus however much stoppage time is left for Richmond to try and send this one to penalties and get a point. There's a poor pass from Gabe Cox, the late substitute, 19-year-old former Columbus Crew Academy product. One more substitution. Miguel Ibarra, the Californian, on to replace Luis Alvarez, the Honduran. Ibarra, 13 years, Alvarez is senior.
Your attention, please. Substitutions for Charlotte.
34-year-old making his second appearance on the season. Only had 4 minutes against Union Omaha back on May 17th, a 4-1 loss for Charlotte. And there will be 8 more minutes for Richmond to try and steal a point from this one. They've been the brighter side in the second half, but full credit to the Independents who got the goal in first half stoppage time to put us where we are now. Obregon fouled. And the Independents, again, slowly meandering their way forward. Obligated to restart play, but certainly not by choice. Long ball again, awkward header. All right, Tony Pineda, who's covered a lot of ground since he was introduced at halftime. Brought on to be a forward. Had 2 excellent chances in the early stages of the second 45. And now Pineda all the way on the other side and won't get there. Yeshua kicking away the second ball, just wants to get play restarted. Austin Pack not so much. Can Charlotte hold on to 3 big points away from home? It would take them above Richmond in the standings. Charlotte on 3 points through 3 games, yet to win a game in Jägermeister Cup competition. Referee calls the foul. Pablo Jara barking out orders from outside his box. 93rd minute. Moran showing short. Here is the standings as they are right now. Greenville with a game in hand, but tied for points with the Independents. And it would bring Charlotte up to a 0 on goal difference, second place, which would be big considering that fourth playoff spot goes to the most offensively efficient team, say that 5 times fast, in the competition. Terzaghi goes down. Referee doesn't sound the whistle. The Richmond faithful sound their displeasure. Griffin Garnett restarting with the throw, the man who had prom a couple weeks ago, 17 years old. Garnett on the ball once again. It's a good pass for Terzaghi, and the veteran couldn't get his feet right. Terzaghi introduced in the 84th minute, his first minutes of 2024. Big win from Nathan Awney in the air. Settled by Garnett. Guy Franca now. Brazilian striding forward. Pineda. Barnathan. Garnett wants it forward. He gets it back instead. Bilhard directing the play. And again, Bilhard chasing it down. And frustration showing from the German. Had an open pass from Gabe Cox. And it's overhit again for him. He's had such big shoes to fill tonight, Adrian Bilhard, you just saw on your screen. With the absence of Neil Vinyals, Darren Sawatsky, the head coach of the Kickers, saying arguably the best midfielder in the league, at least top 3, and somebody who dominates possession for a team that dominates the league in possession. Bilhard has tried to fill that void tonight with Vinyals on suspension, and frankly has done well with the ball at his feet. His issue has been he hasn't gotten it maybe as much as he would have liked. Pineda, plenty of shirts to pick out in the box. And Buyu in the way of the first cross. Defender going down, foul called, free kick Charlotte. It was an awkward ball in the air in the box after a piece of it got deflected by Charlotte. Pineda's cross not reaching anybody. As Nathan Awney extends his arms a little bit against Ryan JJ, and that is always going to be a foul. Pack sending it into the Richmond sky. To the top from Awney. Ball nearly kept in play. Dimmick to restart. 97th minute from City Stadium. The 13th meeting all time between these two sides. 5 wins for Charlotte, 5 draws, 2 wins for Richmond. And not quite the restart that Richmond was going for. And the clock continues to wind away. The Independents with one hand on 3 points and one hand on second place in Group 1 of the Jägermeister Cup. Now into the 98th of the minimum 98. Obregon, nice nutmeg. Cox wasn't a fan of it, just bundles him over. Nga. Gabe Cox still charging down the ball carrier, no nutmeg this time. Bit of a late shove there. And one last chance for Richmond to get forward. 10 more seconds guaranteed. Pablo Hauer has to get it long. Still looking, the goalkeeper, and now sends it away. It bounces for Emiliano Terzaghi. Awkward clearance from Roberts. Play still alive, appeals for a penalty. Referee immediately waving it off. Terzaghi shooting off of Austin Pack's face. The volley headed down, still alive. Pineda making the run, receiving the pass, and Terzaghi second to it for a kicker's corner. One last chance for Richmond. Charlotte throwing everybody back. And the referee going to have to calm things down in the box. It will be Tony Pineda to deliver. Everybody in the box. To the front post. Headed out for another corner. Charlotte want the full-time whistle. Referee has a check in the watch and won't oblige. We go again from the corner flag, 100th minute. 2 arms up from Pineda. Looping ball in, Arnie's header. Falling away from it. And away from home, Charlotte get all 3 points. The Independents move to second place in Group 1 of the Jägermeister Cup.
That's the end of the match. The final score is Charlotte Independence.
A frenzied conclusion with the Independents 1-0 victors against the Richmond Kickers.
City Stadium Thursday, June 13th.
And the highlight of the match, the interplay between Chasey Obregon and Luis Alvarez, slaloming his way through 5 defenders and nobody picking up the delayed run of number 29 in white. The chop pass from Belmar. Obregon draws 2. Alvarez draws at least 4. And an excellent pass. Adrian Billhart did what he could for the hosts and was the best player of the night for Richmond. Tried to fill Neil Vinyals' role, and a shake of the head from him because truthfully Richmond should have had at least one. Man of the match, Adrian Billhart, coming up short. Unable to get his 7th goal in all competitions tonight. As the Independents hold on. Charlotte now undefeated in its last 5 matchups with Richmond. We've got some post-game coverage for you from City Stadium. But for right now, we're going to step aside for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. What?
We would not have a business today if it weren't for the support of the many, many people within the Richmond community. To me, we're working as a team to enhance the quality of life for all residents.
It's about being the best that you can be. It's about enriching the lives of people in your community. There's a reason why we have the tagline Nourish, because it's really about nourishing the lives of the people that work for us and the people that we serve. That's what the UCrops brand stands for.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting new tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Back in Richmond, Virginia, before we let you get out of here, we're going to go through the full-time highlights of the 98, 100 at the end, I think, minutes of action from City Stadium. 1-0 the final. Charlotte coming away with all 3 points on the road, but how did they do it? Tail of the tape will let us know. 45th minute +1. The goal of this match coming from JC Obregon and then Luis Alvarez. A 1-2 play that was just fantastic. Pablo Jara couldn't believe nobody picked up his run. Plays this ball, and then watch, number 29, nobody stays with him. Everybody's looking at the ball. Nobody's looking at the man. Confused kickers, and it's 1-0 Independence. In the second half, Obregon nearly at the double. A turn in the shot. Of course, a really good save out of Pablo Jara, who did all he could tonight. Still wasn't enough. 47th minute, the 1-2 this time between Pineda and Bilhart, and Pineda got it all wrong. Cold feet from the substitute, who was a crucial player down the line in this one, but squandered another chance in the first stages of the second half. That one, though, a header from Maxi Schenfeld arriving late. 53rd minute again, the Roos piling on the pressure. This was that second chance from Pineda that he maybe could have done better with. Decides to try to go under the keeper, and it required defensive heroics from Clay Dimmick, and then a shot on the follow-up that goes over the bar untouched. 55th minute, just 2 minutes later, Bilhart into Hugh Roberts, falls back to him, trying to lose some defenders, and paints the side netting after it took a deflection on the way through. And then at the very end, Emiliano Terzaghi did what he could, took a deflection off the face of Austin Pack. That save's gonna hurt, but the 3 points for Charlotte feels so sweet. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. For our producer, Steffi Aguilera, I've been Phil Galati saying thanks so much for joining us, and have a good night.